All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash, the abundance of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Lord's elect, beginning with the 144,000. This is Aratazah from the Great Millstone GMS Atlanta camp once again. All right, in this video, I just wanted to speak on, of course, Bible prophecy, in particular, centered around this recent news with something called the Genius Bill, all right, that Donald Trump signed into law, I believe a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken. And brothers have done videos on it and how it connects to the MOTB, all right, which is an acronym that stands for the Mark of the Beast, which is in the Book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, which I have up on my tab there. All right, Lord willing, we'll get to it. And it just goes to show you that, things are moving towards this society being cashless. All right, everything is lining up. Everything is moving towards what we've always preached, was that eventually what they want to do is get rid of the cash and make everything digital. All right, into where things are going to be compressed into that chip. All right, these are things that we've seen afar off, starting from the apostles on down, and we've always preached this. So now we're seeing that legislation is being passed. We're seeing who's this guy, Elon Musk, the whole Neuralink thing with the brain implant chip. You got other companies out there like Synchron or Synchron. That's another brain implant company. So, prophecy is coming to pass, man. And this is, like I said, things that we've always warned about. And did, we constantly do videos on, and now we're seeing more and more things roll out. So I got an article here from a website called COINTELGRAPH.com. All right, and the title of the article, which this article goes back to July 19th, 2025. And the title reads, U.S. lawmaker sounds alarm on Genius Bill, says it's a CBDC Trojan horse. All right, and when you look up CBDC, it basically means central bank digital currency, which it tells you in the caption here. It says the line between a central bank digital currency and a centrally managed government regulated stable coin is thin, critics argue. Yeah, and that's where things are going. All right, a central bank digital currency. All right, in which the powers that be have always wanted to do away with the cash and make everything digital so that they can have that much more control over the people and over the money. All right. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. Right, I'm not gonna read the whole thing for time's sake. All right, you can check it out for yourself. If I remember, I know I tend to forget a lot, but I'll drop the link to the article in the comments section. You can check it out for yourself. But it says United States Congresswoman. Let's see. Yeah. It says United States Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said that the Genius stablecoin bill creates a quote-unquote backdoor for the government to effectively create a central bank digital currency veiled as privately issued crypto tokens. This is the lawmaker said that regulated stablecoins feature functional surveillance capabilities, which make them indistinguishable from CBDCs. In a separate social media post, she added, quote, this bill regulates stablecoins and provides for the backdoor for central bank digital currency. The Federal Reserve has been planning a CBDC for years, and this will open the door to move you to a cashless society and into digital currency that can be weaponized against you by a authoritarian government controlling your ability to buy and sell. You can't get around this, man. You cannot tell me this is not the mark of the beast. In you know, how can you not, how, as a Bible, as a Bible expert, as a Bible enthusiast, as a prophet of the Most High, how can you not tie this in to the mark of the beast in Revelation 13? There's no way possible unless one, all right, you've been paid. Okay, you took bribes to for some reason to keep this information a blur, or not put it out to the people. All right, you've been paid to teach otherwise, or you just stupid as hell. Okay, or a combination of both. You got paid and you stupid. This is the MOTB, or this is a path, so to speak. Or this is the road leading to the MOTB. All right, this Congresswoman, all right, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she's I believe she's a Republican, if I'm not mistaken. So she voted against this bill. You know, so show you that all of the conservatives and Republicans are not all of them are fully siding with Trump on certain things. So yeah, so she's against this bill. She said again, she said the Federal Reserve has been planning a CBDC for years, and this will open the door to move you to a cashless society. Now, what does the scripture say about the mark of the beast? That no man could buy or sell, which actually, let me just jump straight to it. All right. And this is, I mean, we bring this out all the time. All right, let's start at verse 15. All right, Revelation 13, verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And when you go into this, the full breakdown, the image of the beast essentially is referred to this system, this modernized Roman system that we're currently in. All right, because really all we are in is in a digital Roman Empire, which that's the image of the beast. All right, the image of the beast is not a picture of white Jesus like some Israelite camps would have you to believe. And no, the image of the beast is the system of the beast, which is structured after the Roman Empire. All right. As a matter of fact, I'll just show you that in verse 12, or excuse me, starting verse 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. Right, this brother's going to that. The two horns represent the both sides. All right, you got the plebeians and the patricians of Rome and of old, but now you have the Democrats and the Republicans. You know, they've always had a two-party system. All right, and a lamb is an animal that's non-threatening, is soft, is quiet. As I said, it comes off as non-threatening, but it says what? And he spake as a dragon. I mean, this government or this system is really ruthless. They pass all type of legislation, all type of was it a draconian, I believe is the word, measures. All right, so even though it appears to be a harmless and unthreatening, well, but beneath all of that is really a large, ferocious beast. All right, verse 12 is the point. It says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right, the first beast is the Roman Empire. All throughout Revelation, it speaks about the wound being healed. That's the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire didn't officially fall back then, thousands of years ago. It just was suspended for a period of time. All right. And then through the uh, uprising of the so-called white man during the Renaissance period, which is in what, the 1300s, that's when the beast was, or the Roman Empire basically went on, so to speak. All right, so that's why it was a wound, but it didn't officially die. So it was still living in the Roman Empire today. All right, that's why this system has the image of the Roman Empire. All right, and when you read on, it says, "And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men." Right, and it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, all right, which had the wound by a sword and did live. See that? So what is that talking about again? The Roman Empire. It was wounded. It was brought down for a temporary time, but what? It was brought back to life during the Renaissance period, which the word Renaissance, even in itself, means the rebirth. All right. So that was the rebirth of the so-called white man coming back into power. He's been in power essentially since the 1400s. All right. So going back, all right, or reading on back in verse 15, it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which we established at the Roman Empire, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." Right. If you don't comply, if you don't bend the knee to this system, all right, it's basically putting your life in jeopardy. Here's the point, 16. It says, "And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand on their foreheads." Right. This mark is not talking about sin or something spiritual that you can't see. No, the mark is a physical thing that's going to be inserted inside your body. All right. It's an actual device. All right. Which we all know when you go into this word mark, the Greek word there is a charagma. All right. Which means a thing, basically to make a cut, to make a cutting in the flesh. All right. It also goes into, all right, we go to the definition. It says a badge of servitude. So to receive this mark, essentially you're pledging your allegiance to the so-called white man and his beast system. All right, it's a physical imprinted thing. How you prove that is more so physical than spiritual is in the 17th verse, which comes full circle back to the article that we're using in this video. Verse 17, it says, "And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark." Right. So if you don't have this mark, you can't buy or sell anything. Right. I mean, you can't do business. All right. You can't have a business. You can't sell items, and you can't be a consumer, meaning you can't buy anything unless you have this mark in you. It says, "Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So showing you that this is tied to currency. All right, it's got nothing to do with no goddamn Christianity or no religion, right? It ain't talking about that, man. It's talking about the monetary system. All right, so everything is going to be moved over from, okay, these apps, you know, like Apple Pay and Cash App. It's going to move away from this money we have, you know, these debit and credit cards. All of that's going to be a thing of the past very soon. Everything's going to move digital, but what's going to be the device that's going to be put in place for you to be able to use the digital currency? It's the MOTB, right? Which is a physical thing that's going to be inserted, like I said, either your right hand or your forehead. All right. Then it says, "Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 which I believe in the Greek breaks down to chi psi stigma, which essentially means set up to plan in the mark, which also goes into the barcode system, but I'm not going to go that far into it. But that's what it's referring to. This is all tied to CBDC, crypto, all right, things going digital, man. But it's all going to be compacted and compressed into that microchip, and it's clear as day to see. All right, this congresswoman right here is saying it. This why she voted against the bill. All right, and this will this will open the door to move you. All right, you were speaking about the people, to a cashless society and into a digital currency that can be weaponized against you by an authoritarian government controlling your ability to buy and sell. You can't get around it, man. If you can't, you a Israelite, you just can't get it. Well, the Most High don't want you to get it because you're probably going to take it anyway. All right, and we know the judgment if you take the mark is death. All right, you read that in Revelations the 14th chapter, beginning at the 9th verse. Let's get these last two scriptures I just had up that came to mind as I was putting this lesson together. Is Isaiah 42:9. It says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them." Right, which is essentially what a prophet does, man. He forewarns you or foretells of events before they come about. And in this scenario, all right, beginning with the apostles on down, the elders, the bishops, all the brothers that's in the camp that's teaching the word, we forewarn, all right, these Israelites out here that, look, Esau's going to bring a digital currency. He's going to do away with the cash. Things are going to be cashless, and you're going to be forced, okay, to take the C hit, as brothers call it, man. You see, so we've done that, all right, from the apostles on down. We've already forewarned that he's going to bring the mark, which is the RFID chip. All right, and it wouldn't be right if we didn't bring 2 Corinthians 2:11. All right, 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, and the so-called white man, who are the Edomites, okay, Esau, Edom, he's the physical counterpart of Satan on earth. You know, and Satan wants to get the advantage over us, or get leverage, or get the upper hand. But what? He's not going to be able to do that because we're not ignorant of his devices. The word devices there means the plans, the schemes, the plots. You know, the Most High has given us a level of understanding to where we can see what this man is doing. You know, to where we could measure the times, like it says in the 9th chapter. You know, we can measure the times. We can break down and pair things with the scriptures and line it up with prophecy, to where he's not able to get the advantage over us, man. And we see this man a mile away. And it's more, you got articles like this that just further confirms and backs up what we teach and preach about the MOTB. See? Things going digital. So essentially in closing, right, man, if you come across an Israelite group that don't teach that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, I suggest you get far away from that group, because they don't have the understanding of the scriptures. And that's a major prophecy. All right, we always say that the mark of the beast has to come first before World War III is full out just taking place, when missiles, nukes is flying, chariots appear, right? You got the Lord, Lord Yahweh Shai come with the chariots to deliver Israel, to also bring fire. That can't happen unless the hour of temptation comes first, which is all tied into the mark of the beast. See? So, with that, all right, this is another update. More information about what they're doing with these, crypto and the digital currencies and all that. Man, it's all lining up. It's lining up, man. All right, so with that, Lord willing, you was edified and informed by this video. Giving the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rachak Kodash, and Lord willing, to the next video, Spirit permit. I'm gonna say shalom.